Welcome to Muse House, a space for the inner world, a place for thoughtful conversations, honest reflection, and remembering who you are beneath the noise. I'm Tara Lee. Let's settle in because today's conversation is one I've been writing in some form for more than 20 years. And somehow I'm only just beginning to truly understand it. There is a quote most of us know. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Whether Gandhi said those exact words or not almost doesn't matter anymore. Not for this conversation anyway. The idea has become part of our culture. Be the change, lead the change, create the change, become the change. I've shared it, I've written about it, I've believed it, I've spoken to it. I've built parts of my life around it. And for a long time, another question sat right beside it. If not you, then who? That question drove me through business, through motherhood, through study, through community, through the countless moments where something needed doing and nobody seemed willing to step forward. If not you, then who? But lately, I've realized something more deeply. The most difficult part of changing the world was never the world. It was me. It's you versus you. Because everybody loves change when it's somebody else's responsibility, potentially. We want our partners to change, our families to change, our governments to change, our workplaces to change, social media to change, the education system to change, the world to change. But changing ourselves, that's where things get really uncomfortable. Because real change asks for something. It asks for brutal honesty. It asks for humility. It asks for ownership. And ownership can feel far less exciting than inspiration. The irony is that I started writing about this actual topic in my teens. I found journals recently, pages and pages of thoughts about humanity, growth, leadership, personal responsibility, becoming, the power of choice, the importance of perspective. I genuinely believed if we learned enough lessons, life would eventually make sense. I thought wisdom worked like a staircase. One lesson, then another, then another. And eventually you'd arrive somewhere solid. Then my late 20s and 30s happened, and life more deeply happened. And suddenly, all those beautiful ideas had somewhere real to live, or nowhere at all. The marriage ended, friendships ended, businesses closed, dreams completely changed. People I thought would stay left, people I trusted betrayed me. I disappointed myself. There was so much grief, financial stress, loneliness, solo motherhood, family health scares, the accumulation of ordinary heartbreaks and extraordinary heartbreaks that life eventually hands all of us. And somewhere in the middle of all that, I realized something. I wasn't writing about resilience anymore. I needed that resilience on a whole new level. I wasn't teaching courage. I needed to embody courage. I wasn't talking about forgiveness. I needed to welcome forgiveness within myself. I wasn't discussing ownership. I was being asked to deeply practice it. And those are very different things. Because life has a way of exposing the gap between what we believe, what we think, and what we embody. And honestly, that gap can be painful sometimes. I think one of the greatest misconceptions about growth is that awareness is enough, or we create the narrative within ourselves that it is enough, and it's not. Awareness is the invitation. It's the opening of the door. Action is the actual transformation. It's walking through the door. Carl Jung spoke about the shadow, the parts of ourselves we'd rather not see, the uncomfortable truths, the hidden motivations, the patterns beneath the patterns. And when I first encountered that work, I assumed my shadow would be obvious. Maybe anger, maybe resentment, maybe fear. But my shadow was often much sneakier than that. One of my shadows was believing that if I worked hard enough, loved deeply enough, gave enough, sacrificed enough, eventually life would reward me accordingly. That somehow effort guaranteed outcome, that good intentions guaranteed good results, that being needed was the same thing as being valued. And life has slowly dismantled that entire story. Not because life was cruel, because it wasn't true. Another shadow, believing that because something happened to me, it had the right to define me. Not consciously, I would have never said that out loud, but underneath, there were moments where pain became the comfort and the identity. Moments where disappointment became familiar and the identity. Moments where heartbreak became identity. Moments where exhaustion became identity. And when pain becomes identity, change becomes extremely difficult, because letting go of the pain starts to feel like letting go of yourself, because it's become the familiar. It's become the comfort, even though it's uncomfortable. I see this everywhere now, not just in individuals. In culture, we have become incredibly skilled at identifying wounds, and that's important. Pain deserves acknowledgement. Trauma deserves understanding. Stories deserve witnessing. But somewhere along the way, many of us stopped at awareness. We identified the wound, then built a home there. And before anyone misunderstands me here, this isn't about blame at all. This isn't about pretending difficult things didn't happen, because they do. Some things should have never happened. Some losses are absolutely devastating. Some experiences leave permanent marks. And I know that deeply personally, and probably you do too. But there comes a point where the question changes. The question is no longer, why did this happen? The question becomes, what am I going to do with what happened? And that is where our power lives. Not in pretending we're okay, not in bypassing pain, not in toxic positivity, not in hustling harder, not in becoming somebody else, but in choosing, again and again, who we want to become because of what happened, not despite it. The truth is, easy rarely changes us. I wish it did. I really do. I wish growth came from comfort. I wish wisdom arrived through convenience. I wish confidence showed up before we took the leap and the step. But when I honestly look back at the moments that shaped me most, it wasn't ease. It was challenge. It was failure. It was grief. It was responsibility. It was the conversations I didn't want to have, the apologies I didn't want to make, the truths I didn't want to admit, the seasons where nobody was coming to save me but myself. Motherhood amplified this tenfold, I will admit, because children have a beautiful way of exposing who we really are. Not who we say we are, but who we actually are. Motherhood for me stripped and continues to strip away so many stories. The strong woman story, the perfect mother story, the capable business owner story, the story that I could carry everything and somehow remain untouched by the weight of it. Life kept asking me, who are you beneath the performance? Who are you beneath the identity? Who are you when nobody is applauding? Who are you when the plan fails? Who are you when your heart is broken? Who are you then? And honestly, I haven't always liked the answers. There were seasons where I completely froze. Seasons where I withdrew. Seasons where fear made decisions for me over and over again. Seasons where I chose comfort over courage, even if it was toxic for me. Seasons where I let setbacks define me way longer than they needed to. But maybe that's the point. The hero's journey was never about perfection. Jung never suggested that we become flawless. The journey is becoming conscious, seeing ourselves clearly and choosing again. Not once, thousands and thousands of times. Every time we receive feedback instead of defending ourselves, choosing again every time we apologize, every time we hold a boundary, every time we stop blaming, every time we tell the truth, every time we take responsibility for our own healing, every time we try again after failure, that is the work. That is the becoming. That is what it means to be the change. Not changing the world first, rather being honest and changing ourselves, and trusting that who we become inevitably changes the world around us. So today I want to leave you with one question. Not what needs to change in your life, but what needs to change within you. What story are you still carrying? What identity are you still protecting? What truth are you avoiding? What responsibility are you being invited to step into? And who might you become if you stopped waiting for life to get easier before you answered that call? Because perhaps the greatest irony of all of this is this. The change we've been searching for has never been waiting somewhere out there. It's been waiting within us, quietly, patiently, asking us the same question over and over. Are you ready? Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this space with me. And until next time, remember who you are beneath the noise.